right, welcome to Based Hooligan Podcast, episode 4. Co-host Rune, how's it going, man?
I'm good, man. It's weather's changing and it's good, and I'm in a good mood. I was angry earlier because I don't have any fucking coffee for the podcast, and I'm an addict of coffee, so I have some, and I have my mug of coffee, and we're ready to talk all things Based and Hooligan.
Oh yeah,
and it's gonna be a really, really, really good one tonight. One of my favorite bands.
you know,
in USBM.
before we started recording, we were kind of talking about girlfriend black metal, and I think this band is the antithesis of girlfriend black metal. There's no female in the world that can get into this band.
yeah, it's definitely not girlfriend metal, and there's nothing pretty about it. It's very unapproachable and off-putting, which is the best thing possible. And speaking of which, I think we figured it out. But the band that I mentioned either last episode or the one before was Disastrous from Texas.
Okay.
That was so fucking autistic, and like
with the
everyone
Norwegian lyrics.
Yeah, he's from Texas. He might be part Mexican. I can't remember, but he had like Norwegian lyrics and Norwegian song titles, and like, yes, that's goofy, but the shit is fucking bonkers, and it is absolutely insane, and you will enjoy it. So if you're already a fan of Disastrous, you probably will enjoy this episode and this band already. So why don't you tell them who we're covering tonight?
We are doing Arizona's finest, Pantheon, US black metal, whatever USBM, whatever subgenre you want to give to them. They have one of the deepest discographies for any black metal band in general.
Yeah,
I sent you a screenshot. So I was as I was revisiting their full lengths this over the last couple of weeks, I was looking on their Metallum page, and what struck me is for a band with such a deep discography and so many different releases, splits, full lengths, comps, whatever, one review on the Metal Archives.
Yep.
One review for 28% for their for one of their better records,
which is awesome. That's great. That's too high. It should be fucking like lower than that.
Like 5%.
So.
Yeah, that right there tells me, okay, this is a band I could get into. If the dorks on Metal Archives, it's completely alienating to them, then that is something that I want to appreciate.
Yeah, I'm surprised they don't try to take it. Man, I hate Encyclopedia Metallum, man. Like, they're fucking they've gone the way of Discogs, and it's like so PC, and like people will edit things, and you can't I can't say too much, I'll fucking dox myself, but people will edit shit and say things, and then you can't change it. They'll ask, some guy will be like, you need to give us proof, you have to prove who you say you are, and it's like and they just put whatever, and it's ridiculous. So you have to take everything on there with a grain of salt. It's as bad, if not worse, than Discogs. What? No, it's not as bad as Discogs. You can't buy anything on Discogs if it's slightly even weird. I'm sure you can't get anything from Pantheon on fucking.
There's one copy available on Discogs, and it's for some random tape. I think it's a compilation, but sometimes with Discogs, stuff can get in under the wire. If it's like a new edition, it'll be up. It can be up for like a week or two, and then they'll flag it. So sometimes if there's like a new edition or like a new CD of a band that's been previously banned, someone will make the new listing, and the mods won't catch in time, so people will put up their copies. But then it'll get flagged. My trick used to be I would find people with some like somewhat questionable material, and then like I would message them and be like, hey, do you have like a distro list? So many things I've gotten over the years from
man,
doing that.
So it was, I'm looking at it now, the only thing on there is Pagan Nuclear, and it's the double LP reissue with the weird artwork, and it's actually, and it's on Darker Than Black.
I have that right here.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah. So like, I'm surprised they didn't block it just because it's on.
Some Darker Than Black releases slip through the wire.
Like, I know some bands and some labels will like, stuff will go up there, and then they'll report themselves, so it will get it'll get banned immediately, whether it's offensive or not, But anyway, Pantheon is one of those bands where I don't know what happened with them. Like they people just don't like them. I mean, I guess they're kind of starting to catch on now. I hate to say it like that, but and don't get me wrong, there are always people that like them. But if you liked Pantheon, it was like, oh, okay, you like the real shit, and it wasn't even. It was kind of like Graveland and Velez, where like yes, it's NS and but it's like it's not so overtly NS that it's like that's their only thing.
Yeah,
you know?
it's not
like,
in like a low IQ Wignat type way.
Yeah, it's like it's really fucking off-putting music, and it's really chaotic, and it's some of the most authentic black metal from the United States, and they've completely set themselves apart, I think. And I don't even think they were trying. I think it's just how they are. It's just different in every way. It's completely original. And then we were talking about what to do this for this next episode, and you mentioned Pantheon, and I was like, oh man, like now we're fucking with gas. Now we're cooking with our pants off, man. Like,
yeah.
I'm fucking on this shit, dude. Like, I'm stoked for this one because I'm glad they're starting to get recognized, because I guess Valtrin is still active, and because there's all these reissues coming out, and
yeah, VWD just did a number of CD reissues that are coming out.
They're doing some CDs, which is awesome, and I'm sure those are I know they're official, and I think they've been reissued. I mean, remastered or something. And like he's doing. I think he may have said he's doing the entire discography. I'm not sure. But
that would be insane if he's doing the entire discography.
Well, within reason, but because to be fair, some of the releases they have multiple things on them, like and then like they have the Aryan Rebirth album was 2 discs, and then those were reissued as single tapes, which I think was a cool idea, but it's but like I know that some of them, like the split with Absurd is one of the mini CDs. It's not always like, it's not brand new material on every single one of their things, which is cool. I don't mind that. I don't mind it when the same stuff ends up on other places, but it's but they've got enough stuff that keeps it interesting. They're not having to rehash everything over and over again. And they are they're not active anymore. They split up in 2011, but it still feels very fresh. It doesn't feel dated. So
yeah, it's because I think they've slowly been building a fan base over. They've existed for almost 30 years now. 1995.
Yeah, I mean it says 95.
Demo.
Yeah. But like they I
guess it is. They are a 30-year-old band now at this point. Yeah.
But like you can kind of tell. Like I actually don't have I don't have the original. I don't even know if I've heard the very first 95 demo.
In the midst of the forest.
Yeah, in the midst of the forest. Like that's very entry level sounding. You know what I mean? You could probably tell they're just like they're probably younger. Well, they were definitely younger. But like it's, and I'm sure they grew from there. They were trying to find their place. But because on the next demo, just Pantheon, it was a little bit more. Like I have that one, and then Instrumentarian. I think that was the first thing I got, and I was in contact with Rubius 13 back then, and he would send me these crazy packages, and like. This is before the internet was crazy, and like I don't even know how I got in touch with him, man. A friend of mine was playing with them briefly. He wasn't on any of the releases, and it could have been that. It could have been through tape trading, but it was probably a flyer I got, and I wrote him, and he was one of those guys that like if you wrote him and he liked what you had to say, and like some people were just like that back then. They would just send you like their album, like a CD or something, and they would send you, oh, here's another project I did, because he had a couple of side projects, but he sent me that Instrumentarian, and that I think that's where they really kind of went into their own sound, because some of those songs on that would end up on the first EP or album, like Monolithos and stuff. And then like and it just blew my fucking mind. It's like, what the fuck is this, dude? Like, this, nothing sounds like this. It has keyboards, but they're creepy without trying to be. You know what I mean?
Dude,
like,
one of my notes I put in my phone, because we have woods around where I live, and I was, over the last couple of weeks I've been walking around the woods at dusk listening to Pantheon, and one of my notes was, I want to make a mix CD of only their synth tracks because they're so good.
They're so good, man. It sounds, this is gonna sound cheesy, but it sounds like bad guy music in a fucking vampire or werewolf video game. It's like
Castlevania. But I don't
mean well, I didn't want to sound too nerd. I mean, Castlevania is my favorite.
Well, that's what I was
anyway. Yeah.
Not in the dorky fucking limp dick way, like in the vampiric in the most manly sense of the word,
Yeah, it's very Castlevania adjacent, and like that's probably why I liked it so much. Like, the keyboards are just like, it feels genuine though. It feels creepy and dark and fucking horrifying,
And it feels intentionally written. Sometimes people throw in synths because they feel like obligated to, because it's a part of the black metal sound. But their synth parts they have their own, song structure to them. It's not just random, soundscapes that they're putting in there. They're actually integral to the releases.
And they'll also have like a lot of songs that just don't have any keyboards, and that's okay too. They don't put them in just because there were some in other songs, and the riffs are just so fucking bonkers that you can't really follow them all the time, which I like. It's chaos. And then they'll break down to those like pagan Temple of the Full Moon style, like clean jangly, we were talking about that, like they have the jangly clean parts and stuff, and it's just so fucking prideful, which is something I guess we say all the time, but it is, man. It sounds prideful, and it's fucking awesome. And then they'll go back to like the insanity of the riffs, which I don't know how you fucking write songs like that. I mean, I guess it's also the production's not super clear, which is fine, but you can tell the riffs are absolutely chaotic, Their
production is very interesting, and we can kind of go into that more when we do a CD by CD breakdown, but as they went on, their production, I would say, is extremely unique. Like in certain releases, the bass is like super upfront, which is very, very unique. Same with the drumming on Varger Strike. The drums just pop, like very, very aggressive, which is really cool for a project like this. You wouldn't expect that level of aggression from the drum sound.
Yeah, and it's like we were talking about that earlier this week. Like, it's that album. It has a really dry production. Like, it's not very like it's not like swamped in reverb, and the drums are very, very plain and dry. But it helps them stand out, and it's almost sound like they tuned them up, and they feel like really tight and like. Almost like rototoms is what I was telling you, but like it's got those just crazy fills, and they're so aggressive. And that one's got the bass is pretty high in that one too, right? Or is it just the drums? Yeah, like the rhythm section is just cranked. And I mean, why? But it would sound totally different if they mixed it any other way. It would take away from the unique character of it.
Yeah, on their first full length, Gallier Vikodak, I think is how you pronounce that. The bass was pretty prevalent in that, and then on the follow up, they had a series of EPs and splits and some demos, and they had the Crehapens. Sorry, I'm gonna butcher all these again, but
I'm gonna talk about that album later. And like
me too. I have some interesting notes about that. And then when you get to Varger Strike, there's like a very definitive turn in terms of like that was like the album where they're like, all right, this is our most pissed off record to date.
Absolutely.
That's super aggressive and fast.
I love the cover of that album too.
Same.
There's nothing special about it. But I mean, it's a wolf over like behind some mountains, but it's creepy, it just feels like It just feels like black metal. It reminds me of the same feeling. It doesn't look like this, but it reminds me of the Polish Thunderbolt before they changed their style when they were still an NS black metal band. And like, what is that other band that I always they did a split with them? They did a split. It was like Thunderbolt, and somebody else did a split. But like that's that. It's got that same vibe. It's got the Polish, like a Polish aesthetic to it.
Yeah, it's almost like an early Photoshop landscape type. It's something that, and I love that look. Like, this is something I would definitely have like blind bought in a CD store.
Oh yeah,
hands down.
I gotta look that up, man. That fucking Thunderbolt split. Kataksu is.
Oh yeah.
Like that split, like it gives me the same vibes as that. Speaking of which, like of Poland and stuff, those guys. Okay, so fucking Pantheon comes out. They've got 4 demos, and they do an EP. The Thangoradrim, which is another. I think he sent that maybe in the same package because I remember having the tape version of that, and no, it was this. Okay, it was the CDR version, and it was printed. It looked like it had been printed out like on a home printer, like a color printer. It was so like just fucking absolutely cheap. But it was DIY, but like before it was like a movement, you know. It was, and like so they put that out, and that shit was crazy. And then they directly after that, they did a split with War 88, which is absolutely nuts. And like because War 88, which I'm sure people know, is like that's the guys from Lord of Evil, you know. So like to go from being like a newer demo band to doing a split with someone like that of that caliber. Of course, back then I guess they weren't as like heralded as they are now, but I always thought Lord of Evil was fucking fantastic.
Oh yeah,
so
it's highly underrated.
I was stoked when they did a split with War 88, and like and they've got 2 live tracks on that. Well, actually, no, all of that stuff is live. It's their side is all live.
Is that just like studio live? Like, did they play much? Do you know?
I don't know. My buddy, he told me that they did play maybe once or twice locally. I can't remember if there's any crowd noise in those things on those recordings or not. It's been so long, but it's certainly possible that they did. But it could have been just live in studio. But I feel like back then people wouldn't have if they said live, it meant live. So I don't know. But it also could have been like the live stuff with Absurd, where it was like just a few people, you know?
Yeah.
Because like who the fuck is Pantheon playing with in 1998 in Arizona?
I mean, they could have just hopped on some random local show, you know?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's probably something like that, and they just recorded it, and now we have a split with War 88. So, but yeah, it's they just kind of went like they just kept going. It was pretty consistently too. Like every year or so, they had a fucking release. It seems like plus other side projects. Yeah,
it seems like for a band from the U.S. In the '90s, they were pretty well ingratiated with the European scene.
Yeah.
And then they also did a split with this isn't Europe, but they did a split with Command. So they were probably, you know, really well connected in that, you know, the tape trading, letter writing scene. So that's probably where he got those connections from. And then obviously he did the split with Absurd eventually, and there's still a very tight connection between Pantheon and Absurd, Dark to the Black. So it is interesting for a US black metal band to have those this air of legitimacy, you know, by doing splits with these bands.
Well, they were part of the Pagan Front, so that makes sense. Like when that was going around, like everyone was pretty tight knit, and there was enough. I think email was enough established when that was around that it was you know, you could get in touch. You didn't have to wait for so long on the mail like snail mail. But there was a lot. I remember those days, and there was so much black metal just floating around, and like all those guys. Like, if you got 5 tapes from guys in the Pagan Front, like at least 3 of them were gonna be fucking awesome, you know. So because it was pretty active there for a while. Some of it was garbage, but so a lot of it was really really good and interesting stuff. So and it was just. it was just more about dedication to the underground than anything else, you know. So it was just absolutely insane. So that makes sense if they were really active in the Pagan Front and that circle of people. Just it was a time and a place, and everyone was really motivated, and I'm glad they harnessed it and got as much of the stuff out as they could.
And Pantheon was definitely motivated, because I'm just looking at their Metallum, and in 2002 alone, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 releases.
Jesus Christ, man!
So they were very prolific for a period of years, releasing 3 full-length records in 2002 alone. So that's insane.
Damn, yeah, they did Drogger's Dog, Varger Strike, and Crehapens or whatever.
Yep.
Like all in that, and then they also had the Lightning Thunder Propaganda.
And they weren't cribbing from each other, because all 3 of those records have very different.
Oh yeah, they're
spirits.
All different. Like Varger Strike doesn't sound anything like Drogger's Dog.
Nope.
You know, and like Varger Strike is actually a little bit cleaner. So I don't know. And then I noticed today on it was either Drogger's Dog or Crehapens, whatever the fuck that word is, that like even in the song, like between songs on the same album, it sounded like different sections. So that's also a possibility too. They could have just recorded a shitload of stuff and just put them out.
Do you know if they were they recording at a home studio, or did they go to somewhere?
That I don't know. My friend, he told me that they had a practice room, and it was just, they operated just like a normal band, you know. And they did practice a lot. But they had a practice room, and they played a lot. I mean, you'd have to, you know. And then the drummer they had, I guess it's, what was it? Fucking something SS. What's his name? Not Toten SS or Titan SS. Fuck, who was the drummer, dude? I don't know. Anyway, like he was really good. Like he probably was a death metal drummer, but then he also said that that Rubius played drums sometimes. So I think those guys just kind of switched up instruments as well, which is cool. You know, it gives it a different vibe, because like you have an album like Varger Strike where it's totally clean and insane, and then you've got another one like Gallier Vikodak, and it's like it's kind of sloppy in a good way. You know, it's like it's there's just more feeling to it than skill. So
what I'm looking at on so it was Fumaroth who did the drums on Varger Strike and Gallier Vikodak, but they had another drummer on those on Crehapens and
okay, let's stop right here. Okay, so that Crehapens, dude, someone tell us, is that what language is that? That doesn't look like German? Like I don't, that I want to know what that means. Like that has haunted me. That's the fucking hardest word in the world to say. I don't know if it's, I mean, I could Google it, but I don't know.
It's one of those things where you know, I'm sure you're like me. I have so much music that I'm used to just, I look at the word and I know what it is, but I've never like articulated it, you know?
Yeah.
I have so many records that it's like, okay, it's that record, but I don't articulate the actual word, you know?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of this is in German. And a lot of it is made up, or it's like from Lord of the Rings. But then they have like Flichterfüllung, like that looks like German, but I'm not sure if that's a real word or not.
It might be like an appropriation of German or some.
Yeah, but that Crehapens, that's fucking nuts, dude. I don't know what the fuck that's such a good album too. I wish I could say it more.
And then they have the song Varger Strike that appears on that record, and then they release a record called Varger Strike. So it's interesting. The way I want to tackle the rest of this episode is I want to just go through their full lengths just in order, and we'll just kind of give our thoughts, and then we can talk about their splits and EPs. But I definitely want to tackle each one of their full lengths, because I think there's a lot to discuss with each of those. So let's just kick it off by talking about their debut full length record, Gallier Vikodak, 2000. So that's obviously, it comes after a series of demos. They did a couple splits prior, I believe. Yeah, one split, the Pantheon War 88, and then in 2000 they did their debut full length. So this This record's not as long. So anyone who's listening who's not familiar with Pantheon, when you start diving into their discography, their records can get very long quick. So this is a good it's a good way to dip your toes into the world of Pantheon. It's only 29 minutes. You're not committing to an hour and a half Aryan Rebirth session, so you can get an idea for this is not the final version of what this band would become, but it's a good idea of what they form into, because they already have a distinct sound by this point.
Yeah, it's definitely like, if you want to tell someone like, hey, check this out, this it's a good icebreaker. And it's 29 minutes, so it's technically a full length, but it almost feels like an EP for them, because it's got it's 6 songs, but it's a lot of their full lengths are almost an hour. And then you've got Aryan Rebirth, and it's two albums. So, but the thing on this one is got Monolithos and Venomous Magic, which are, and there's probably some other ones. Those are just the song titles that stick out. I know those appeared on other albums and were re-recorded, which I'm fine with, but it's like those, and someone will have to correct us if they know the lore, but I think that there's a version of that, or maybe it's the new version that's coming out on Vinlandic Werewolf, where they're fixing a speed of the album. Do you know about that? Where like the speed was different on Gallier Vikodak's than it was on like the final product, something like that. I can't remember what it is. I'm pretty sure it's that release though, and these new versions that are coming out are going to be completely fixed and everything. So, but this one, man, when this came out and I heard it, I was like completely blown away, because I was definitely into stuff with keyboards, but I didn't like the fruity shit. I didn't like it to be. That's why I stopped liking Kotatsu. Everybody likes that album that
Hunger
came out.
Elements.
Yeah, I don't like that, man. Like, I've tried to listen to that so many times.
That's one of my favorite black metal records.
Yeah, well, there's nothing wrong with it, but it was a little, I don't know, and I'll revisit it again. But man, so many of my close friends over the years are just like, how do you not like that? Because I love everything they did before that. They're so incredible.
Oh, the keyboards dude, they go off the walls. But I'm a huge Nocturnal Mortem fan too. So I love crazy keyboards.
That's what I was gonna say. I can see those same people really like Nocturnal Mortem, but like it was a little different on this. Like it's hard to pull off, to remain super aggressive and have keyboards, like present keyboards. Like, there's nothing wrong with having keyboards. It adds like an ambience to it. But like when you listen to Burzum and he has keyboards, like, you don't think of that as brutal. It's very atmospheric and it sets a mood and it's fucking amazing. But with this, it's like still very violent, if that makes sense. Like it's aggressive, and the keyboards, they're not super atmospheric. They are kind of, but they're chilling.
Yeah. So the term dungeon synth has been absolutely bastardized, but
yeah.
I think in this, I'm not saying this is a dungeon, so don't get my words twisted. But I really do feel like you're walking around a dark dungeon and you're doomed when you listen to those synth tracks.
Yeah, I mean, and then you come out into a clearing and it's total violence. Yep. Yeah, like it's because they'll just stop and it's like it almost reminds me of like Necromantia, like the album they had. What is it? The Fiery Path or whatever. Fuck, I'm a poser, dude. They have an album where there's a vampire on the cover, and it's got the same kind of vibe as the keyboards on Pantheon. That could have been an influence on them. It would be really interesting.
That record's called Crossing the Fiery Path.
Yeah, I knew it was Fiery Path. It was Crossing the Fiery Path.
That's the one with like Dracula crossing his arms in the cover. Yeah.
Like when those keyboards hit on Gallier Vikodak, like it sounds like that. It makes me think of that painting. You know what I mean? Of like Dracula.
Yeah, standing there, just like looking over Vinland as it burns.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's so good, man. Also on that album, the artwork is crazy. It's kind of like rudimentary and like homemade looking. It's like kind of computer graphics, but like it's still kind of weird. I mean, it's not really clear what it is. It's like an inverted cross with wings and shit, but it's very US black metal, I think.
Oh yeah, so something that we were talking about in our chat before we recorded this week is this band has a very interesting art style. Like their album covers are, you know, sometimes there'll be this like cool painting, but then and then they'll have like a Photoshop thing, and then it'll just be like a random blurry photo. There's no consistency to their album cover, which I think is really cool.
Oh yeah, well, like the cassette version of this album is it's like it came out on Clawhammer, which I think they may have something to do with that label, but like the cover is just like blurry ice and snow, and then there's like a werewolf in there, and it's like another logo that I don't think was ever used on another release.
Dude, this band could not figure out their logos. They have like 7 different logos.
Yeah, they've got. I personally like the original. Well, I don't know if it's the original. It's the one that is on the. Let's see if it's on the first demo. No, it's not listed on that. It's the one. Yeah, it's the one that's on the self-titled demo. It's just like the kind of spiky one. Then the one they're using nowadays is like the.
That's like the more it's
Svajdal.
Yeah, it's the refined version. They kept refining their logo until finally they got it.
It's cool, but man, I like that old one where it just looks more dangerous, I guess. But there's nothing wrong with the new one, but but yeah, they totally changed up the logo. It depends on which version you have and of which album, and it's got a different logo. But
yeah, sometimes you feel like using a different, which I think is cool. It's like you have several different variations of, you know, because there's no, it's black metal. There's no rules, you know. Fuck it, I want to use a different logo on this release, so I'm gonna do it.
So, but yeah, that one was definitely a game changer, and I don't think anyone was playing stuff like that in the States. I don't think there were bands with keyboards around, but no one really played anything like that. And the NS scene was still kind of fledgling around here. Like, it's not like it is now, where like everybody's in this, and like Mexicans are into like I don't know. It's a weird vibe.
Yeah, the ONSP stuff. No, so what's interesting is they're from Arizona, of all places. You know, like I wanted to kind of pick your brain about that. Like, does Arizona have any kind of scene beyond them? Like,
I don't know, man. Arizona has had some good bands. Like there's an older sludgy doom band called Graves at Sea that used to be really good. They were from Arizona. Nuclear Death was from Arizona.
Yeah, that's right.
Which is that's like one of the best bands ever. Like, I don't really consider that black metal, but it's
Bride of Insect is one of the greatest records of all time.
Like that's what it's all. Okay, I'll say it right here, man. Nuclear Death is better than fucking Autopsy. I don't care what anybody says. It's the same style as far as I'm concerned.
Oh yeah.
And Lori Bravo's is insane, and the shit that's going on in Nuclear Death is way more nutty than Autopsy.
Oh, absolutely. It's demented.
But that's a great word. It's demented. So I don't know what's going on in Arizona. I've never been to Arizona, but I know it's fucking hot there, and like it's I don't know if it's cool there or not, but like
there's some cool spots. They're from Tucson, so I'm not too familiar with Tucson. So I was just curious because like where the fuck does this band? This group of guys start. It's almost like a collective between, you know, this group of guys, and they have a monumental discography amount of music that they've created between all of them, you know. So I think what it is that they were jamming I would assume every single day for at least a period of years, you know. To be this prolific, you don't just meet a couple times a week, you know. You're seriously playing in a room with musicians almost on a daily basis to create this much music.
Yeah, I mean, they have to be. So like, because it's like even when it's like some of it's kind of sloppy and clunky in a good way. That's not a bad thing, but like you still have to be tight enough to play that shit with riffs that fucking chaotic, and it's like not.
It's not like it's improvised or anything.
Yes, it sounds like it though. Sometimes it's not, but it sounds like it because. But then you hear him repeat the riffs, and the thing is like some of it sounds like it's on a boombox, like a really well done boombox recording. But like that's impressive. Like if you can do that, that means you're doing it in one take. So
Yeah.
they had to have been practicing a lot.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, and it's rare to find people that are good musicians where the other people are also good musicians. Like there's usually a weaker link. But these guys were on top of it, man. It sounded really fucking good.
Yeah, they had there's like this bond that they basically were like, hey, it's this tunnel vision required to, because when you look at, okay, so when all is said and done, and you look at the amount of music that these guys were able to create, let's say they disappeared in 2002 and never did anything. That's a monumental amount of music to create in that period of years, you know.
Yeah, I see here Tucson is in the South, so like maybe they had. I mean, Texas had a pretty big scene, so I don't know. Maybe that was it. Maybe they were closer to Texas because the guys I knew there were from Tempe, and that's closer to Phoenix. I didn't know that till now. I don't know anything about Arizona. I know there's a fucking desert there and there's cactuses, and that's it. And Phoenix is the capital, so, but yeah, Tucson. It looks like it's in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah, and you know what's interesting is that Pantheon's music is it's cold. It doesn't have any sort of desert atmosphere to it. It's extremely cold.
Yeah. It's like it's got the same. It's got the black metal coldness like it should, you know. But I don't see the inspiration from cold Arizona nights where. I don't know. I'm sure the desolation of Arizona probably came into the picture, but it's very cold music. It sounds like like snowing in the mountains.
Yeah, and that's something I tend to forget sometimes when I'm listening. Like this band was creating this music and what I was like, probably this suburban hellscape that most of America is, and they were definitely conduits for some ethereal pagan spirits at some point, which is pretty interesting. And that can kind of segue into the next. So 2002 comes. So they release their first full length in 2000. They have an EP, a split demo, and then they do Crehapens, their follow-up full length in 2002, which is sees a lot more pagan elements thrown in, which I think is it. You get some spoken word passages, which is a nice addition into this band's kind of arsenal of what they can throw in. So I had never listened to this all the way through. I had heard a few tracks here and there, but listening to this record specifically all the way through, this really jumped out as like one of their better full lengths.
Oh, it's insane, man. It's absolutely crazy. I love it, and it's got the pagan stuff like you said. And you know, if you take a step back, and if you're new to the band, or if you're new to black metal, and you're like it's like you were saying with the languages, like you have so much stuff, you kind of glaze over things. But like the name of the first song is "Pledge to Our Bannered Legions." That sounds kind of goofy, but it's not. Like when you fucking listen to it, that's what it sounds like, dude. It sounds like banners over a fucking battlefield, you know, and it's absolutely nuts. And then that album is so crazy, and it's very, very very dynamic. There's a lot of different stuff going on. The guitars are really clear. It's got the kind of pagan like Temple of Full Moon. Those types of riffs, like the pagan jangly riffs, always, it's always gonna remind me of Temple of Full Moon, you know, because that's like, which is the best ever, you know. So, and
there's even a part early on where they say we're the mighty Pantheon coming to reclaim our land. So they say the band name.
That's in the first or second song. I was listening to that earlier today, actually. That's either Pledge to Our Bannered Legions or Varger Strike. I bet it's the title track, man, because it makes more sense, you know. So, but yeah, it's so bizarre. It's a very weird, and like, so Strong Survive put that out.
I was gonna say,
yeah, that is a I don't want to say it's a WP label, if you know what that means.
Yeah.
So and like other versions have come out on they've all been labels like that. So like that might be why the circulation didn't really get around to the black metal distros, and which is was probably the intention. They didn't want it in the same kind of multicultural circles, I guess. That's a way to put it, but it's so unique and it's so special. Like, that album is completely a thing unto its own as far as I'm concerned. And it's very okay, so we've just contradicted ourselves. The cover of that album, I bet that is a picture from the Arizona desert.
See, I was just thinking that, but what? Okay, at a when you first glance at that almost looks like a Norwegian sky or something, you know.
Yeah.
But then when you start looking at it, it does have the stone structures that it.
Yeah.
But then it has that pagan symbol in the middle. I don't know. It looks very. It doesn't jump out to me as like an Arizona landscape.
Yeah.
At first.
Well, I mean, either way, it's fucking. It would make sense if it was, but I'm okay if it wasn't. You know, and it's
a very cool album cover. That I think this is my second favorite album cover from them.
It's I think they kept that art with all of them. Yeah, on all the versions they kept that art.
It's really striking.
Yeah, it's very it's kind of plain, but it's odd. Like, it's got the border, like the Viking kind of borders around it.
Yeah, the classy type font at the bottom.
Stuff. Yeah, and that insane word, and it's got some really fucking good songs on it. It's got a lot of dynamics. It's got the spoken word stuff. And some, I don't guess there's any instrumentals on it, but there's some instrumental passages that go on for a while.
And you know what band this reminds me of was I mentioned it earlier in our personal chat, was Wotan Norden. Definitely has a strong Wotan Norden vibe.
I am not. I know who that band is. I'm not familiar with their material at all. I spoke to a friend of mine who knows those guys, and like, he told me, I've definitely never seen him live. He told me that is accurate, what you said, but more so live. He's seen them live before, which I can only imagine what Wotan Norden live is like. But definitely in the same circle as Pantheon as far as labels and subject matter. So that makes sense. I guess I need to check out that band. So if anybody wants to recommend, or if you have one that you like.
I love Wotan Norden.
Those guys have other bands too, Wotan Norden. I'm not sure if the stuff is as good as Wotan Norden, but my buddy said that live Wotan Norden was absolutely fucking incredible. So
yeah, aren't they on Wolf Tier?
Yes.
Yeah,
so and like another buddy of mine said that he considers that Wotan Norden styro except for live, which I'm not sure. I can't speak to that, but this guy kind of he's a mutual friend of ours. He said but he thinks everything's fucking styro. So
see, yeah, I know who you're talking about. He made fun of me for having a Wotan Norden shirt, but I love that band.
Oh, well, he found out that, well, I told him who we were gonna do, and I think he said well, I hope you guys aren't doing something dumb like fucking Pantheon. That's exactly what we're fucking doing.
Dude, people were like, dude, do Clandestine Blaze, do Satanic War Master. We're doing fucking Pantheon.
Yeah. Like those are too easy, man.
Exactly.
Like, there's plenty of content on that stuff. Like, there's nothing wrong with Clandestine, but I don't like Satanic War Master, but Clandestine Blaze, like, there's plenty of stuff, and we'll probably, a lot of people have asked us to do something on Clandestine Blaze, which we may do, but
yeah,
I
possibly.
like to talk. Yeah, possibly. I like to talk about bands that don't get enough, or that have such a prolific fucking discography like Pantheon, you know. So
yeah, because there's
and kept it interesting. You can put out a ton of shit, and it can, like, if like over 50% of it is good, I'll say that's okay. But like, these guys, I don't think they put out anything bad. We'll eventually get to the one album that I think is weird for them.
I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah. And I'm willing to keep listening to that album until I like it, just to say they have a flawless fucking discography.
You know, I almost had an epiphany with that record, re-listening to it, and we can talk, because I know the one you're talking about. But these guys were serious black metal musicians. You know? This is not it's not a trend to them. This is a very serious genre of music to them, which I think is admirable.
Well, they were serious about the ideology behind it too. Yeah. I mean, that comes across very significantly and very prevalent and prominent throughout all the releases, like of what they're about, and I respect that. You know, if you're about something, that's good. I don't care what it is. I don't care if the politics you have are the opposite of mine. If you are dedicated to it, then that's respectable, and know your shit. And these guys definitely did. So
I think this is a good time for us to follow up with, we mentioned it earlier. So 2002, they released Crehapens, and then they released Varger Strike. Still in 2002, which this is their sole review on Encyclopedia Metallum. One review at 28%, which is it's you know, I think that's a crime, but I think that stands to it stands to show that this band is alienating to the normie posers of Encyclopedia Metallum.
So it says on Metallum that Varger Strike was not only released in 2002, but it was released in fucking February of 2002. And I wonder if the Crehapens was released in January. That's got to be a thing where like the fucking labels were pressing things and they didn't. Well, I don't know, man. Strong Survive put both those fucking albums out. That guy just said, "Fuck it, man. We got more Pantheon to press."
but Resistance also put out a version of Varger Strike too on CD.
Yeah, they did. Let's see what came out. Okay, you're right. Yeah, Resistance did it first, and then I was wrong about that. Strong Survive didn't do. Oh wait. Yeah, I was wrong about that. I was looking at the last album. Yeah, they did it first, and then let me see. Yeah, Strong Survive did not do Varger Strike. So yeah, they were just hammering it, man. And then people were pumping it out. I mean, that happens sometimes. You have multiple labels working with, and like the things don't sync up, you know, they don't play them ahead.
It's interesting that Resistance was putting this so February 2002. So that was still when I think the guy from Rahowa was still running Resistance back then. I'm not too familiar with their chronology, but I think at one point the guy, the dude who took over Resistance. So I don't know if it was during his tenure as the leader of that record label. All that to say is it's interesting that they put out Pantheon.
Well, there was a strong bond between certain members of the black metal underground and Resistance at the time. I can't go into too much without getting
sure.
Us, you know, the YouTube stuff, and also it's just private information. But there are reasons that happened. And if you know anything about the EP that came out before that, that was a compilation. Like it's partially that.
Oh,
stuff.
Yeah. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, you're right.
So yeah, like that. There's a reason for that, and they were putting out black metal. And I have to be careful with this because of YouTube, but like at that time, Resistance was deciding to put out more black metal. And because they did metal before, you know, depending on what you call metal, like they did Bound for Glory and stuff, I think.
And then they also had that one band Centurion, I think.
Yeah, we talked about that shit. Fucking rules, man.
Not the Deicide worship band, but the other Centurion.
That band's also great, but we're talking about
Centurion's fucking sick.
I think they spell it differently. The one that was on Resistance.
They do, yeah. They do, yeah.
But they were saying that they could. That they were gonna. There was a conscious effort to start working with more black metal bands because of the pagan aspect, and specifically bands, because they were a label. If you don't know anything about Resistance, you should look them up. I'm not going to go into it here because of things that'll happen on the algorithm. But it'll.
Yeah, if you don't know who Resistance Records is and you're listening to this, I mean, who are we kidding? You probably know.
You're neither a bass nor a hooligan.
Yeah, you probably know that record label.
But yeah, they made a conscious effort to start working with bands like that, and which was great. You know, I mean, it makes sense. It goes with the ideology. So that's great that they put that out. Again, it didn't get into, because Resistance wasn't really trading with a lot of.
It was a different circle.
Metal. It was a different circles, yeah, and some of those labels would carry it, but I don't know. Like, not everything wasn't so like homogenized in like a melting pot like it is now with metal, you know. So which is good, and I think that speaks to how much character Pantheon has, and the fact that they chose to work with labels like Strong Survive and Resistance, because they put their money where their mouth was, or lack thereof, because there's no money in black metal, but then like they were
especially
also
not this
with,
niche.
yeah, they were working with labels that were banned basically. So even back then they were banned before things were as bad as they are now. So, but yeah, man, like that came out on that, and like that was like that had to have come out within a few months of each other, those two albums, and then they dropped fucking Drogger's Dog.
Yep.
So did we covered, let's see, I'm looking at this, we covered
okay, so is there anything you want? So we've talked about Varger.
We talked about Varger Strike, that they it was a little bit different. I mean, it's
very it's like, I would say that's their most aggressive, brutal record.
You think so?
In my opinion, yes.
Even with that production?
Yes, yeah. That's that.
It's kind of a sterile production. I love it. Don't get me wrong, but it's
very
okay,
clean.
I'll give you that.
It's very clean, but dude, with how straight in your face the drums are, it feels like you're being like, dude, like it's like a skinhead beat down the entire time.
Yeah, it's very very. Hang on, what I was looking at the notes, recording notes. 8, 20. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty cutting. It's different, and it's okay. I'll give it to you. It's one of the most violent ones, or it's more brutal. So I don't know. I have to revisit the rest of. I've been listening to the whole discography for since we talked about this one, but that's interesting. So it's that you say that's their most.
That's just something that
their most brutal one.
Yeah, because it's very, dude, it's ferocious, and it's appropriate that it has a wolf on the cover, because that's just like it's just let's slit the throat, let's go straight forward. Fuck it, this is we're out for blood on this record.
Yeah. That one. I was gonna say that one has got,
and it's very high velocity too. It's so fast.
Yeah, and it's an hour long. It's 56 minutes. It does not seem like that though.
It breezes by. I really enjoyed listening to this.
So that I think that the I know we're covering the full lengths, but the Vinland Winds, R.I.P. He put out an EP called Griffin Height. And that feels like it might have been in the same
recording
sessions. Yeah, and I don't think it was, but it sounds like they were definitely in the same headspace. I was gonna say that one's a little bit more brutal.
Do you have that 10-inch?
Oh yeah,
I love that cover.
It's fucking amazing, dude. I've got the 10-inch, and I've also got the cassette version that came out on Legion. And then I think I've got the weird version. Let me check real quick.
Sell me one, dude.
Yeah,
please.
maybe. Yeah, there's one on this label called Frinta Europa.
Yeah.
It's got a
Frint Europe. Frint Europa Records.
That is limited to 100 copies. I got that. I think on Discogs, if Discogs was around back then, or eBay. I got that for some ridiculous price, man. For things weren't jacked up back then.
Oh, I was gonna say ridiculous, as in like $10 or something, or
yeah, okay. Yeah, probably 5 or 6.
Yeah.
So and that's got live version. That might have been why I bought that one. I don't think the original, the 10-inch doesn't have the live versions. It's just got the 2 songs, but that tape on Frontier Europa has got extra stuff on it. I think that's why I bought it. Let me check that real quick. Yeah, that's got it's got two oh, okay, it's just got one bonus track. It's the same thing. Pogrom repeats on both sides. Yeah, it's got a live version of Venomous Magic as the 3rd track. So but I'll have to listen to that again if you haven't heard that version. I'll see if there's any crowd noise on that.
Yeah, see if there's
hopefully someone will know. And if anybody's seen Pantheon live, let us fucking know.
Yeah, that's something I was really curious about. Like, did they ever play? So my if they did play live, what I think is that they hopped on some random
Yeah.
like local show. What I was gonna say about so they did Strong Survive, Resistance, and then Vinland Wins. These guys are 3 for 3 in some some of the sickest record labels.
Yeah, and I mean, there were definitely bands, NS bands, that were playing shows like that.
They would go under the radar, because back then it was not like, I'm speaking like I was around, but I can put 2 and 2 together. Like back then it was like you could fly under the radar as long as you weren't super like upfront about shit, you know?
Yeah, I mean, there's a band from Texas called Dread Moon that was around back then, and they were NS. I don't know if they're still active or not. I used to know that guy, but like, I've heard that he moved to Finland. I don't know, but like, they played live, and they played with Thornspawn, and those guys definitely didn't get along because of politics. If you don't, Thornspawn is from San Antonio, Texas, and they were all Mexican. I think there was one white guy in there, but like Dread Moon definitely was on some shows with those guys. And back then, they were just playing shows. It didn't fucking matter. It's not like now where like oh my god, shut it down.
Yeah, you might not have liked the guys, but you would still play a show. I actually have I have the Martyr Thornspawn split LP.
Oh yeah, that Martyr is one of those bands where like they're kind of styro, but they're really good.
I was gonna say styro horde.
But there's something about Australian styro that's really good though.
Australia, when we've talked, dude, we have to do an Australia episode, and specifically we're gonna do a Spear of Longinus episode at one point.
Oh yeah,
but we also have to cover.
Don't get me started.
We have to do Bestial Warlust too.
Oh yeah. That's a big one for me. But yeah, like they did all the good labels, all the big labels. Yep. I mean, at this point they had worked with Darker Than Black as well and done a split with Absurd, so they were doing all of them. Darker Than Black was a very different label back then. The same guy, but it was a very different label.
Yes, yeah.
Run differently, and I mean that's fine. It was very, very cult back then. It was I don't know. It had a different
attitude.
Well, no, it's just a different atmosphere.
Right, yeah.
And it goes with age too, know, and things that
probably time and place too.
Yeah, time and place, but I mean good for him for still going.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, but then we had Drogger's Dog, and that one that's the one with like a blurry picture, like the fucking.
It looks like a garbage bag or something.
Yeah, well, it looks like an axe, and it's just laying on a garbage bag.
Yeah,
and like there's some other stuff. There's probably more to that picture, but like
it almost looks like, dude. Don't take this the wrong way, but it looks like it could be like a DSBM record or something.
Oh, totally, man, totally. It's so bizarre, and then, but it got reissued by Azrar in 2019, and it's a little bit clearer there. And they changed the font, I think, and it looks a little bit better. But the original for Drogger's Dog is really, really, it's just a weird looking cover, and it's got, I don't know what the name of that font is. To me, that is the most unfortunate looking font ever.
It's the new Burzum logo font.
Yeah, dude. Whatever that. I've always hated that font. There's I can't say, I'll dox myself. There's a band that uses that as their logo, and I've hated it since the 90s. Like, I don't know why. It's such a shitty fucking logo.
Yeah. It's like Papyrus almost. It's that tacky.
Yeah. Is Papyrus the Seasons in the Abyss logo? Because that was the other one I was gonna say. It's like the worst font ever is the Seasons in the Abyss. It only works on Seasons in the Abyss,
I think
anybody else, and it's just a standard font. Like no one created that font for Slayer.
No, it's just a typeface. Yeah. No, so something that I wanted to talk about before you dive into this record. Do you think Pantheon is like, the term your favorite band's favorite band? Is Pantheon that for like NS black metal? Like all the cool guys in that scene are really about Pantheon, but they don't really have a strong fan base outside of that, of like band dudes.
I don't know, man. I actually don't know that many people that like Pantheon. The people I know, like in my personal friend circle, most people don't like Pantheon. And it has nothing to do with their politics. It's just unapproachable. And even within like NS circles, I'm sure those. I know some people like them just because of the politics, and that's fine. But it's so much more than that.
Right.
They're a truly magical band. Like I know that you like them, and I've got a couple other buddies that are really, really into them. And then Rich from Vinland Wind obviously was really into them. But like, and thank God Vinlandic Werewolf is working with them and reissuing everything. But I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a weird one. They're one of those bands, very polarizing.
If someone has an old Pantheon shirt, please email me. I will buy one.
They definitely exist, man. There's pictures of the band members and their other bands that are not metal, and they're wearing.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I want that shirt. Yeah.
Yeah, this is fucking killer.
I actually have a shirt of that band. I was gonna wear it for tonight, but I didn't feel like digging it out.
Didn't Vinlandic Werewolf put out some shirts?
They did, but I slept on it. Now they're not available.
Yeah, I think that's what happened with me too. Like they were out of my size. Like they had one bigger, and I didn't want it to be like a dress, and so like it was weird. But like I may not have liked the design either. So
they did one where it was like their new Stark logo and an eagle on the back with Pantheon and like the Germanic font. That's the one I wanted. But please, if someone, if the guy from Vinlandic Werewolf Distribution is listening to this, I will buy one. Please, large.
I mean, the band may not want anymore, but I don't. I mean, hopefully they do. I mean, I would definitely buy one.
Well, hopefully we can, dude. So the point of this is that I wanna sing the praises of this band because I feel like they're kind of slept on, you know.
They are, and I don't know why. Like it partly it's like it was like, okay, it's like an insider thing. It's like you get it, you like Pantheon.
That's what I was saying. It's your favorite. It's your favorite band's favorite band.
But it's like, man, like you guys are fucking sleeping on it, and now's the time. It seems like we like Vinlandic Werewolf is reissuing this. Like, dude, he's putting out like some of the best stuff, and you don't have to pay Azrar prices for it. So like, it's just like, you know,
I would rather. I'll just put it this way: I would rather buy something from Vinlandic Werewolf Distribution.
Oh yeah, I mean, I bought that. I paid way too much money for the Drogger's Dog LP version, just because I think it might be remastered.
Is that official? Do you know?
Man, who knows, dude? I don't know. I just started hearing so much drama, and when I hear drama, I just tune out.
Me too. I don't care.
It's women shit, dude. That's what women fucking sit around in sewing circles and kvetch like fucking hens. You're not acting like a fucking man, dude. Like I know that guy has put out some bootlegs, but I don't know about his black metal. I know certain bigger bands have issues with him. I don't know. I don't take a side because I don't fucking care. I know that he did bootleg the Moonlight Hidden Beneath the Cloud albums, and he did a really fucking good job. That's some of the most iconic music ever released.
I have those.
I own those, and I don't care that they're bootlegs because they're very well done.
The jackets are incredible. They're fucking well made.
Yeah, the quality, like you can tell the guy actually likes Moonlight Hidden Beneath the Cloud. So, and that's how the Drogger's Dog is. It's very well done. I don't know if you have that LP version.
I don't know. Like, I want it.
It's
though.
Like it comes in like a box. So it's a 2-record, and it comes in a little sleeve. Like it doesn't open. It opens from the top, like like the CD.
Actually, I know exactly what we're talking about. Yeah.
It has a little fold-over thing.
Yep.
Almost looks like a small carton of cigarettes.
I want that stark white version of Varger Strike.
Yeah, I know. You saw that earlier this week when I was.
Yeah.
When I showed you that picture. I love that, man. That one was a gift from my friend that was in the band, and like it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. I love that it's white. I mean, it makes a statement, obviously, but it's
striking.
It's very, very, very pretty.
And then the you don't have to say what it is, but the vinyl sticker that's in the middle is very appropriate.
Oh yeah. It's just a really well done LP, and that was on a small label too. What label did that, man?
I do want to.
It was Lancia, like Lance, the word Lance with an A at the end, Lancia. I don't know what the fuck else that label did. Oh, they did Der Stürmer. That they did 3 releases, and it was.
Actually, might have one of the releases. That sounds familiar. I'm looking at my.
Yeah, If you don't have Pantheon, then you've got Der Stürmer. So they did the blood.
Do, yeah.
They did the blood calls for war. They did all.
Actually, yeah. That's the one I have. Yeah.
So it could be a Greek label. Oh no, it says they're in Portugal, but that doesn't mean shit, dude. People say they're based in other countries all the time. But
one of my favorite things now is everyone says they're from some like vague Asian country.
Oh like Sri Lanka,
Singapore. Yeah, Sri Lanka, Singapore, mainland China,
Davos.
Yeah,
yeah, mainland.
Not
mainland China.
Yeah, mainland China. Yeah. You can take a guess at who does that, but anyway.
Yeah, but
no, just so I think something about this record, Drogger's Dog specifically. It's very one of the notes I wrote down, because this is one of the more I had to. So this is a record that did not jump out to me on a first listen, but revisit. So I listened to this 3 times this week, because I was like, what am I missing? Because I know this is one of their more like seminal records. I know a lot of people like this one specifically. It's very hypnotic. I'll say that there's a lot of it's repetitive in nature, but I think intentionally. It's not like these guys were lacking for material. They were going for a very like, they were trying to channel almost like this like pagan spirit, like this conduit for ethereal pagan whatever, that essence in this record, because Varger Strike, they got their aggression out. Crehapens swore they got their more I wouldn't say sentimental, but it's that record is more, I'll say the word tender in the way that it's not as I don't even know what the word I'm looking for, but it's a softer Pantheon record. It's more thoughtful, but this is like it's almost it's meant for you to wander in the woods and listen to on repeat on your Walkman.
Oh yeah,
that's that's the vibe I got from this record.
And you may come across a log with a axe like on the cover.
yeah, and I think that was intentional. So with
of course,
with them releasing 3 fucking full lengths in 1 year, I think it was intentional that each one of those full lengths had a different set of ideas that they were trying to convey.
Yeah, I don't know why when they reissued, and this isn't a slight by any means, but like the tape version that came out in 2019, the artwork's completely different, and I don't think it really matches the LP versions. And I don't
the one
know
with the axe on it.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's got like an SS soldier. Like
never mind. I'm looking at the Asrar.
Yeah, that's the original art. It's just been kind of upgraded.
Oh, that's what that is, dude. I literally thought that was like a broom, and so on the first one, I thought that was like a broom and like a garbage bag. But now that I'm looking at it on the high res version, that's an axe.
Yeah,
okay, that makes
sense.
Yeah,
it's an axe. And then the version that came out on tape was like an art. It's like an SS.
I see. Yeah, that's
I don't know what's up with that.
That doesn't convey the spirit of this record. I would say.
So if like that version is probably the easiest to get. Like you should definitely own that. You should buy it. Like get anything from Pantheon that you can, but like don't judge it. Don't judge that book by its cover. Yeah,
because when I see that cover, I think that it's going to be some LARPy bullshit.
Yeah, and that's not that.
Yeah.
So definitely stick. Like I like the axe in the woods. Like it's because that's what it feels like. It feels like you're walking around in the woods, and it's fucking. I mean, there's a song on there called "Winds of Wotan Howl," and it's 8 minutes long, and it's perfect. And then what's that other song on there? The Awakening of the Might of Mjolnir. That is such a fucking brutal song title, and it's. The whole album is perfect. There's nothing wrong with that album whatsoever. And I don't know how they did 3 different albums that sounded so vastly different, but I like it. And I think you're right. Like I think Drogger's Dog is probably. Would you say that's the best one of those three. No, well, no, you said that
No,
you
Varger
like
Strike.
Varger Strike.
That's my favorite.
I think I like Drogger's Dog a little bit more than that one. It's a little bit more. I don't know. They're also different though, because like the Crehapens is got a different vibe altogether. It's more like you said. It's a little bit more feeling to it. And it's more pagan and sentimental.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know that they're it's like Burzum, dude. Like it's all good. It's good in different ways, and it depends on which era and what they're doing, you know. And there's way different emotions, which is great when a band can do that.
You know what I'm wondering is that so you look at like how in terms of like the writing process. Do you think like when they were so some of these had to have just come from like not like jamming in the room together, and then the song takes shape as you know you're playing and you kind of like you improvise, but then you perfect that improvisation. Do you think they had like, okay, we have these three separate ideas for these records. This is going to go on this LP. This is going to go, or do you think they just naturally? I don't know how, because there's so much music they wrote in this 1 year. I just don't know how you like select like what goes where.
I think that it feels like Varger Strike was its own thing, start to finish, because it's very similar and the production is the same. But like on Crehapens, like some of it sounds slightly different. So I think that they were probably working on those songs in Drogger's Dog around the same time, and they probably maybe picked it out. Again, this is all speculation. I have no idea, but I know what you're saying, and I think that maybe Varger Strike was the only one where they had a vision start to finish.
Yeah.
Because it's very it feels like a complete idea.
It's very cohesive, and not to say that these other two are not cohesive, but
but it stands out.
Yeah.
You know, it's got a completely different production, and it's a little bit more aggressive, and I think it's just I don't know what Varger Strike means, but I'm gonna play like dumb redneck and say, well, it's got the word strike.
Yeah, it feels like
and it's got a woof on it.
You're smashing. That's why I say it's their most aggressive. Like it feels like someone with like a gauntlet, like punching you in the face. Like that's like what that word conveys to me.
And it's got a 4-paragraph, fucking 28%.
I didn't even bother to read that review.
And it's from the Metal Crypt. I think the Metal Crypt's kind of like some pansy tampon shit anyway. Like,
what are they doing reviewing that record? That's bizarre.
Yeah, they knew what they were doing, man.
But dude, so one of the song names on Drogger's Dog is The Coldness of the Vinlandic Hearts. That's so good. These guys have a knack for naming songs.
An anthem. That is an anthem of a song title, man.
Yeah.
Like that's a showstopper, man. That's a panty dropper, dude. That's an Aryan panty dropper.
I want to make a playlist of like every song that mentions Vinland.
Well, from one band or
no, just every
general?
band in general.
Awesome, dude. Hell yeah.
I've had that idea for a while. I actually have a Vinland flag on my.
Dude, let's share that playlist and fucking lift weights to that shit.
Yeah, exactly. Bullets fly over Vinlandic skies or something.
Yeah,
like
man.
that.
I mean, you fucking like you talk about prideful. That's what it is, man. Someone asked like, what do you mean by prideful? Like,
don't even answer that.
Okay. Yeah,
it's like it should be like self-explanatory, you know.
Yeah, if you don't know what pride feels like, and take the politics out of it, dude. Like, then fuck, man. What are you doing? Are you fucking dead emotionally?
So the word it's been replaced in recent years by triumphant. So when people say
triumphant's been around. Triumphant's fucking. That's a gay fucking word. Dude.
Exactly.
Like,
I hate that term. I hate that term.
Like there is music that is triumphant and it ain't fucking black. Dude, Wagner is triumphant.
Yeah, I was gonna say classical music is very triumphant.
Yeah, very triumphant.
Mussorgsky is triumphant.
Yeah.
Wagner is triumphant,
and I can see some black metal like what is that fucking band that I can't pronounce? Like oh my god, they're on Darker Than Black, and they've got they've got really epic fucking music, man. I know you like this band. Roster
Chester.
Yeah, and that guy's also in that other band.
Yeah, Eisenwinter. And Total Verdichtung.
Yeah. Total Varnington and Roster Chester. That stuff feels pretty triumphant. I wouldn't if I was.
That guy
hanging out
plays
with my
so
buddies,
high up on his fucking guitar neck. It's
I love
sick.
it. I love it.
I love it too. Yeah.
But like, I wouldn't be sitting around with my buddies and like, man, that's a pretty fucking triumphant riff right here.
Oh,
like,
his name
that's
is
like
Anti-Messiah too. For anyone.
yeah,
wondering,
like
yeah.
that. Like it's not triumphant. Prideful and triumphant are different, but like, they like. Yeah, that we could probably do an episode on that guy because like I fucking love Eisenwinter, man.
Dude, that whole collective. So the recent Roster Chester, I only have one Roster Chester LP that I got from Klaxon on their like fire sale. I got it for like I think $3. $3
It's
LP.
not cool music.
No.
Which makes it awesome.
It's cool now, but I got it right before it became cool.
They were never cool before.
I actually I posted it on my story and someone was like, "Where did you get that?" I was like, $3 for the fucking like, where have you been, dude? No. Anyway, so yeah, that collective of guys is very like Eisenwinter, Total Vernichtung, and then the Roster Chester, which is like this. I hate to say the word super group, but it's those guys coming together. But I think the guy, I think the Eisenwinter guy just does vocals on Roster Chester. I could be wrong. I'm sure he has a hand in writing.
I hate to do this, but I'm not gonna be a gatekeeper. There's another band that I think is very triumphant sounding because he borrows a lot of Wagner. And are you familiar with that band Tarihan from Switzerland?
If I saw it written down, I'm probably.
It's Tarihan. He did 4 demos. And then he did 1 album, and it's incredibly rare, and it's called Hotanen. I believe it's German. It's a Swiss band.
I don't think I'm familiar with that. No.
Someone, I want to say someone may have said something about Darker Than Black might be reissuing it. I don't know if that's true, but the cover it's all green and it's black and green instead of black and white, and it's extremely pagan. The guy's very. I don't want to get too sidetracked from fucking Pantheon, but I'll say why I bring this up is it's very triumphant. It's very classical oriented music. It's kind of like the newer Wolfnock type stuff. It's very triumphant and stuff, but it's very clunky. It's very primitive sounding. You would love that shit.
Yeah, I love
anybody listening to this. Fucking check out Tarihan, Tarihan, and it's really really unique music. If you like stuff like we've been talking about. If you like Pantheon, you will definitely like this band. There's certain bands that play in this style where it's totally chaotic, but it's genius the way they do it. It's one of those bands that I think is very close to Pantheon. There's other bands that play this style. I think like there's a band from Canada called Malvery. It's like they call it like depressive, suicidal black metal. It's not sad in any way. It came out in the 90s. It was before DSBM was a whole, like pride flag movement.
That's a fake genre too.
Yeah, it's fake, dude. But that stuff is very chaotic, and
people who call Abyssic hate DSBM are
that's not
cowards.
That's dude. I know Shane, and he thinks that's fake.
Yeah, no, Abyssic hate.
That stuff is fucking.
Abyssic hate stands against whatever you think DSBM.
But Forgotten Spell is another band that is very chaotic and fucking bizarre, like Pantheon and Tarihan. So if you like that stuff, you should check out Tarihan, Forgotten Spell, and Malvery, Malvery. My buddy told me that Malvery is either getting reissued or might have already been reissued. But
that sounds familiar. I think. Yeah, I'll have to do some research on that.
You would love Tarihan. I don't know, like, so I cut off, and people are gonna scream at me, like, I don't listen to Graveland past Immortal Pride. My friend got me into Fire Chariots. Is it Fire
Chariot of Destruction?
That's the only album I like after Immortal Pride. And
I mean, if you want to, I hate to cut you off, but I'm not trying to be like a suck, but I Immortal Pride is actually my actual cutoff for Graveland as well. So
Oh, okay. Oh, great. I'm glad because like to me, like if you don't have Capricornus, you don't have you don't have fucking Graveland. He's like the best drummer after Bill Ward. So like it's like Bill Ward and Capricornus, my two favorite drummers of all time, man.
did you ever see my meme where I made where it was like Capricornus getting ready to record drums for Thousand Swords, and it's the Leahy from Trailer Park Boys stumbling around drunk?
No, that's pretty accurate though, man. Like that drum sound on Immortal Pride is so fucking powerful.
It's
and that's
crazy.
That's the last good Graveland album. I don't know if you've listened to Fire Chariot. That's actually a really good album.
I have that LP. Yeah.
There's something about that, and it might just be because I associate it with my friend that got me into it. But like that album has got some really bizarre fucking riffing on it, and it reminds me of Terry Hahn. And but it's different than the other Graveland from that
Oh
era.
yeah, absolutely. And I know I contradicted myself by saying Immortal Pride was my cutoff, but I do actually. So I think it was Hell's Headbangers. They had some like fire sale, and I just picked up a few random later era Gravelands. But I do like Fire Chariot of Destruction. That one's
good, man. It's really weird. There's some weird riffs on that album, man. But
it has those epic moments that I really like.
And it kind of gets back into like the weird feelings of Thousand Swords in a way, like with the keyboards and this like that Rob Darkin Polish black metal. But that I don't know what happened with Lord Wind, dude. The Lord Wind demo and the first album, like Forgotten Songs, that's one of my favorite recordings of all time ever. And then everything that project did after that is fucking trash. It's garbage, dude. And like I know it's like it's pagan and twinkly and stuff. I don't get it, man. I don't know if you like anything from Lord Wind besides. I don't even know if you like Forgotten Songs, but I think Forgotten Songs is like it's like an extension of Graveland. From the same era.
It's been so, dude. It's probably been like 15 years since I've listened to it. So
you need to revisit. You need to revisit that immediately. That is one of the best black metal recordings ever. I was in Florida, visiting a friend, and we were hanging out with John from Full Moon Productions, and cool. He was just about to release. He was just about to release that on his Ravenclaw's sublabel, and my friend that I was with was my friend. Shit, I can't say it. I almost said his fucking name. But my Polish friend that I've mentioned before, he's used to be in really close contact with Darkin. So he had like an advanced copy of that, and so he was really shocked to see that John from Full Moon was releasing it because it's such a weird fucking album. I'm sorry, I'm looking this up. Lord Wind. I want to make sure I'm not saying that wrong, but I'm pretty sure that was the only good recording they ever did. But yeah, you need to listen to Forgotten Songs. It came out on CD in '96 on Full Moon. Yeah, okay, it wasn't on Ravenclaw. John did do something called Ravenclaw for a while, but I guess No Colors reissued it in 2008 on CD, but I don't know. That first Full Moon Productions version will always hold a special place for me because it's one of my favorite labels from the United States. But you should revisit that if you like early Graveland, dude. It's just the vibes of the early stuff without the black metal. It's all clean. It'll take you places.
I'm remembering it now. Okay, yeah, I need
very
to,
special.
Yeah, I need to revisit it.
Yeah, Heralds of Fight came out, and it was almost like the difference between Philosophem and that first Prison Burzum album.
Oh, Drogger. Like, what was it? Baldier's.
Yeah,
something?
It's like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
So, but like it's
Dowdy Baldier's.
Yeah, Dowdy Balders. So, but yeah, you should definitely revisit that, man. If like it's really it's one of my favorite recordings of all times. And there's a lot of lore behind that we can talk about off the air, but because there's some other recordings that went with that. But yeah, that's a really special recording. So anyway, back to the issue at hand. Let's move forward to Aryan Rebirth. What a fucking monster. like a double album, like that's rare for black metal. Anyway, did you have anything else you want to say about Drogger's Dog? I feel
No,
like
we covered everything. So yeah, that's I think this is some. So the one thing I wanted to point out is, so you had 2002, extremely prolific year, and then they go into writing mode, I assume, for 3 years, and then they release this behemoth, Aryan Rebirth, which is it clocks in at what is it, an hour and a half? It's very long.
It's 98 minutes.
So it's a movie.
Yeah, pretty much, man.
Yeah.
Sorry for the autistic side quest I went on there. But
no, not at all.
Aryan Rebirth is, man, this came out and I was at the point where I was thinking like, okay, Pantheon is probably just not doing anything, and they come out with this, and everything about it is different. Except for the music, like the cover is color, and it's colorful, and it's very unique, and it's a double album, which is absolutely bonkers. And Strong Survive released it.
Yep. And
it's in that double digipack, which I don't have the vinyl version. I have that CD version that came out. I have this. And it's beautiful. Yeah, that vinyl version's crazy. And I'll go back to this, like what I said before. That is one of those albums where like I think I prefer it on CD because it's so fucking long. I have to keep getting up and flipping it, man. You know.
Look at the interior.
Wow,
art.
That's fucking crazy. That's beautiful.
It says
that's a stark contrast between.
It was recorded at WTN Studios in Tucson, Arizona, in 2 sessions.
Holy shit, man! Yeah, I'm reading that now. Wow. January to February, and then February and March. Jesus Christ, dude! They just took a break. They took a weekend off and went back.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Now, why is the vinyl version not listed on there? What is that? Is that a bootleg?
No, this is Darker Than Black.
It's not listed on Encyclopedia Metallum.
I guess they're late. This is a recent reissue.
Ah, okay.
It's under license of Nebelklang. Remember that?
Yeah.
It has the Pagan Front logo on it.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just not on Encyclopedia Metallum. Yeah, that vinyl's crazy, man. Like, it doesn't have any extra stuff, does it?
No, it
surely doesn't.
It's just I think they had to keep it real tight to fit both them on a double LP.
But we'll get to the other side of that in a second. But that album, this album, it's one of those things where like it might be their best material, not as far as my favorite. It's very good. I mean, like I said, I think they have a flawless discography, but I think that it is probably their most mature album as far as material goes. Like it's very honed and refined. I think that was. I bet that they view that as like a magnum opus, because that's kind of how I saw it.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that. I wrote that in my note. Aryan Rebirth is Pantheon's magnum opus.
Absolutely.
Because this is just, I think if you can take one thing away from this band is they're ambitious. You know, like what other black metal band is doing this? And like. And this is not me trying to dig at them or say that I'm not trying to belittle them, but there was no hype but they wanted to, they had a vision for this like epic journey of black metal music, and they didn't give a fuck if like the scene accepted it or if they were met with accolades. They were like, this is what we are doing, we don't care, this is it. So it's very, very admirable.
Well, yeah, I mean, it came out in 2005. Nebelfie Klangwerk put it out in Germany the same year, and then no one did anything with that until 2024. It got reissued by Darker Than Black on a double CD. Like, that's crazy, man. Like, for it to sit around for that long, being such a fucking crazy opus.
Yep.
And like another thing is like it's a double album, but there's no filler. I mean, there's a couple of tracks that are like a little bit shorter. There's some instrumentals here and there, but like there's a lot of fucking songs on there. Now, to be fair, there are some songs that have been on other releases, like Moose. Well, I don't know. That might just be
Oh, Muse Sturmreich.
Yeah, but I think that we'll get to that in a second. But I think some of these songs have been redone, but mostly it's all new material. And like the
I always like that Pantheon does the parentheses. They'll have like like Europe, Decline of the West, Europe will rise, Walker of the Rope, Plains Drifter, Lone Wolf Outlaw, The Unchained Frontiers.
And then there's Visionary Flight of the of Hugin and Moonin outro / Prisoners of War in parentheses, the honor of our troth shall mend us.
So good.
That's so fucking. It's as epic as the fucking album.
And that's a 13-minute outro.
Yeah, that's a 13-minute fucking. Yeah, it's God, I want to listen to that again. Every time I see this album, I just want to pick it up and listen to it, man. It's fucking incredible.
Yep, it's really good. As the Ice Hammer Falls, there's so many good. The word acromaniac. I think that's a word that they invented.
Well, you know what that is, right?
No.
That's America backwards.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
What track is that?
That's disc 2. That's the second track on disc 2.
A Ceremonic. That's okay. So a Cerema is that's America backwards. So a Ceremonic Triumph of the Will. That's like American Triumph of the Will, but because they had I think Rubius had a side band called Asirama. I have a tape with it's got a pretty interesting picture on the inside. I will show you you probably look it up online, but it's pretty interesting. When I got it, I was like, this motherfucker's on some shit, dude. Like he's serious about this. But yeah, there's a Asirama. That's a project of theirs. Well, I guess it was just Rubius.
That's not on Metal Archives.
What?
The Asirama, yeah.
It's not metal.
Okay.
It's listed under his side bands, and it's on Discogs.
No, I see it. It's not on Metal Archives.
It's not metal. It's acoustic, kind of like pagan type stuff.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, that's what the Asiromanic. It's Asirama is America backwards.
Interesting, yeah, because that disc, that double disc of their demos that just got released or that's coming out. I think that word that's the one with the Death Dealer on the cover.
Yeah, it's very similar to the Thangordim or whatever EP.
Okay, yeah.
The Death Dealer. Yeah. Yeah. That's I don't know what that's.
I just didn't know. I looked that word up today, and I was like nothing. The only thing that
America backwards.
The only thing that showed up was Pantheon. So I'm like, okay, that's a word that they invented.
It's America backwards.
Got it. Okay.
It's like because it's backwards because of reasons that run the America. But yeah, Aryan Rebirth is such a fucking. I couldn't imagine putting out an album that's that long, like in writing all that. And the fact that they did it in a couple of days and 2 sessions, like that's nuts. Like going back to their preparedness for recording and
they had to have been jamming this every. I don't really. They were probably just every single day after work just jamming.
Well, some people are just fucking autistic with that shit, and they can just. I've got friends like that. They're just like fucking like, well, I'm just gonna write this and it's epic and I'm just good at it. You know, it's just rare that you have someone that can play. Like these guys are just locked in. Like Rubius is on that album, but he changed his name to he went by Vortigern or something for a while. I don't know why. There's some weird lore with Pantheon. I don't want to get into it. We'll talk about that off the air. People will probably bring it up in the comments, but like I'll talk to you about it later. And it was some really weird shit that went down with those guys, and I still don't know what it was. Again, it was drama. So like, and the internet wasn't really prevalent back then, and like, so there's some weird stuff, but like, I don't know. Rubius was in and out of the band for a little bit, and I think that's why Pagan Nuclear sounded a little bit different. But anyway, back to this album. It's so crazy, and it's got so many different styles on it. I think it kind of spans their entire discography as far as styles, and it's got part 4 of doesn't this have a Atavism into Gnunga Gap is like as a song title and a song they keep revisiting, and like it's part 4 on this, so it's like some of the same themes, but it keeps it interesting. And then Vinlandic Werewolf reissued this album as which I think was a cool idea. It is 2 separate releases with as two separate EPs, which is crazy to think about because they're still like 45 minutes long.
Yeah, one is 52 minutes and the other one's 45 minutes.
Yeah, Jotunkrieg and Muspel's Sturmsreich. Like that's like really fucking long for a fucking EP, dude. Oh wait, that came out on Hypnosis Records. I think that's the guy from what is that band from Ohio? Raven something. But yeah, so technically he put it out first. But then I think I'm right. Didn't hang on, I'm checking my sources. Huh. Yeah. Oh, yeah. When Vinlandic Werewolf and Hypnosis Records. Hypnosis Records is the guy from. What is the name of that? I know you know this band, dude. It's the fucking Raven Kvasir's Blood.
Yeah, Kvasir's Blood. Yeah,
it's Kvasir's Blood guy.
Yeah.
It's his label.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like that they release those as two separate things. It's because it's kind of intimidating.
It makes it more digestible.
Yeah, and plus it's like, man, it's expensive to press a double record or a fucking digipack, because those digipacks, like, you've seen the digipack, right? Like it's nice.
It's well made. It's like, yeah, for a
like,
label like Strong Survive, the fact that he put that much effort into releasing this obviously shows that he thought that this was like a meaningful piece of art, you know.
And I think he made a man. I wonder if it says how many copies were pressed, because that's not hard to find. It's not hard.
Yeah,
to
you can find it on eBay to this day for like $30.
So, but yeah, that one that's a really special album. It's something about it makes it stand out though. Like, I don't know if it's just the cover, because when they split them, it's more in the standard Pantheon or black metal style, but it doesn't look like black metal. It looks almost like a new age type cover, but
so like,
and it's got the original logo, which I thought was cool too.
I would say that this is probably their most well-known CD.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, probably because of the fucking distribution was a little bit easier to get.
Yeah.
Like, I was shocked that I could find it even when it came out, because stuff was so hard to find. Even being in the same country, you know. You know,
I think to like imagine this being your introduction to this band, like.
Yeah.
How alienating would that be? Like, I would be so like, what? Who is this? Like.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. Like, a friend of mine, I can't name his name, but he came up to me. We'd known each other for years and years, and I think he knew who I was, and I knew. I don't really think I knew what he looked like, and he had cut his hair or something, and he came up to me, and he just whispered. We was at a show. It was at a private show, and he just whispered in my ear, said, "Pantheon is the greatest U.S. black metal band to ever exist." And I immediately stopped and shook his hand, and I knew who he was then. I was like, holy shit. So, and like, that guy thinks that Aryan Rebirth is like the best thing that they ever did. Like, it was definitely their peak, and I could see that. And it's the guy. I'll tell you about that meeting when we get off the air. But like, that is. I think it was. I think it's reached enough people. Like, it probably is their most well known.
Yeah.
Because people of different styles that aren't even into like deep black metal know that album. You know.
And I think that he was correct, because the way I think about this band is that this was their. If a band's career is a mountain, everything they were doing was inching up towards this peak. So they were building, they were writing all the previous material, which I love, but that was all in service of creating this, which is the absolute top of their abilities, their writing, their vision. And then we're going to talk about what comes after, which is not bad material, but it's not what this was, you know. So
I want to take a side quest before we get into that one. After Aryan Rebirth, they put out an EP, a 7-inch. I don't have this 7-inch, which makes me sad. I may have had it at one time, but it was put out by a label called Non Compos Mentis Records. And I have known that guy since he started, and he is one of the realest motherfuckers. And if hopefully he'll hear this, and I know how to contact him, but hopefully he'll hear this and he'll get that. There's an immense amount of respect for that guy, because he didn't put out a lot of stuff. But everything he put out was well, not everything. I'm looking at his discography, but he's very dedicated, and for someone to put out a 7-inch of Pantheon at that point is insane, you know. And he put out the compilation as well, but he did 300 copies of a 7-inch. Now, that's a lot of copies for an underground 7-inch, even like today. You know, people hate 7 inches. I think 7 inches are fucking great, but Non Compos Mentis is a killer label. It's not around anymore, but deep respect. So if anybody has that 7-inch, they want to get rid of it, let me know. But yeah, that led to, now that material is very similar to Aryan Rebirth and the early stuff, which led into, and that came out in 2006. So Aryan Rebirth came out in 2005, and then 2006 was the self-titled 7-inch, and then in 2009 they put out Pagan Nuclear. Now you told me that you like that album, right?
Yeah, so I have the LP. I revisited. So this was a so prior to us deciding to cover Pantheon, my most familiar records were Aryan Rebirth and Pagan Nuclear. That was, I had listened to the other stuff, but not as like seriously as I did these last couple weeks. And to me, Pagan Nuclear was just this like bonkers, fucking crazy black metal record that like I really have never heard anything else like it. It's insane. Yeah, it's very.
I don't know what's going on with this. I was wrong. Like it looks like it's actually just Rubius on this one. And it doesn't sound like anything. It sounds like a drum machine. There's a drummer.
It is
listed.
A drum machine, yeah.
And but there's a drummer listed as a session member.
Because there's certain parts where the drums are going, like it's obviously not a.
So it probably mixed it, but like Valtrin is on this. Like it says songwriting partial, and he did the cover art. I don't know what was going on in their history and their lore, but like it was a completely different album. I'm gonna look at the song titles. I don't think any of these are related to the other ones. So
no, I don't think they are.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I guess it's like it could be a what do you call it? Like a concept album, but like there's 2 songs with lyrics on fucking what do you call it? Metallum. Yeah, I've had too much coffee. Sorry, but it's a weird album. It's one of those ones that I have to. I say that's their Styro album, but I need to keep making myself revisit it until it makes sense, because I want to say they have a flawless discography. It's my least return to album.
It's very it's fucking weird because there's a certain, I think around the probably track 6 is when it turns into a weird, like they start this the first half of the record is, in my opinion, the strongest part, and then the latter half is when it kind of veers into strange territory.
Yeah, it's I mean, they have an outro and then there's another song. I mean, there's Scorched by Bombastic Roar of Iron Titans, which is a fucking awesome song title, and that's his outro, and then God's Holy Light Extermination is another track after that, and it's fucking 57 minutes long. Like normally albums with this kind of energy, with like so much like violence and fast, it's like so fast, and there's like the crazy drum machines. Normally albums like that aren't an hour long. You know, it's like it's insane that it went on. Like, I think it's got to be some type of concept album.
Yeah, because the pagan nuclear, it's almost like it's apocalyptic. You know, this is.
Yeah, I mean, and like there's a song called Tullius Tetramagistus Nemesis Plutonium. Nemesis Plutonium is the coolest fucking name for a song, dude. And then there's let's see, there's Skyfire, thermonuclear firewolves. Like, yeah, it's definitely got to be just like a nuclear kind of thing. So
one of the notes I wrote down, and this is something that I was listening to this while walking around, and this is this is something I just felt like I had to write. So I put, it's ironic that they use so much nuclear imagery and thematic topics because they are effectively radioactive to any sort of scene or normal black metal.
Absolutely. So I'm looking at there's like an alternate cover version on Vinlandic Werewolf. Man, this album's been reissued a bunch, dude. Like,
this is one of their this is their other very well, like you can this is an accessible record.
I don't get the fucking Darker Than Black cover, man. That is awful, dude. It is almost, absolutely terrible.
Yeah, it's like it's like airbrush almost.
Yeah, dude. It's like
it's a very weird version of their logo too.
Hey, flip that around to the back, like the LP. What's the back look like? Oh, okay.
And then
it's so strange.
And it's not a gatefold. It's a double LP, no
weird.
Gatefold. Yeah.
What? Damn. Okay. Yeah, that's very strange. Like,
but this is the insert.
Huh.
And then it has like this, which is
crazy.
I think it's like then can you see it has the Pagan Front on the background?
Yeah.
I
still repping that shit. I love it.
Yeah, it's cool. I actually have, dude. I'll show you. I have this like sick Pagan Front like quote member shirt. I don't even know where it came from, but it's just like a pagan. This is like the hammer of NS black metal.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember that. That was I think that might have been on the Pagan. I think there was a compilation, Pagan Front comp, that was really good. But yeah, Pagan Nuclear. I'm gonna revisit that tonight because I want to believe I want to believe they have a flawless discography. I think that I'm just I was just put off by it. And it doesn't sound like anything else. It's almost like
this is almost like their fuck you nihilist like record, you know.
And if that's what it is, I respect that. You know, there's going to be different and do something different. But again, like
because Aryan Rebirth was almost, it's like you're striving for something beyond yourself, and this is just total destruction.
Yeah, this is the aftermath, and like it looks like Rubius did most of it, so that could be something. So I don't know, like it'll be interesting to hear what people say about that because people always have weird fucking opinions in the comments section, which I think is great. I mean, it's what keeps it interesting. Like some people, there's gonna be people that say that's their best one, and I mean, if that's how you feel, that's fucking cool. Tell me why. Like if you like their other stuff, because it's different and it's strange, and I like that. I like that it's different. It sticks out like a sore thumb in their fucking discography though.
It's a really cool song or album title, like Pagan Nuclear as one word. You know, that's a cool album title.
And I'll say this too. So after that, they did a 3-way split 7-inch. I don't own that. I've never owned that. I've never been able to get that. I won't be able to ever get it
with
because
Bill
of
Skinner.
Fucking, yeah, it's Bill Skinner, Evil, and Pantheon. Like I love Evil. Like Evil's another one of those bands that's got so much stuff. He's not all of it's great though. Some of it's kind of iffy and styro, but man, nothing but respect for that guy though. And like that 7-inch is I just never could get it, man. Darker Than Black put it out, and it came out in 2009. That stuff was kind of hard to get around here. Do you have that split?
No, I really want it, but I do not have that now.
Yeah,
I like how the Bill Skinner logo like is above both Evil and Pantheon.
Oh, yeah.
It's almost like they're commanding the split.
Yeah. Well, the lightning is kind of coming out of the others. I don't know. It's fucking crazy. And like Pantheon, the Pantheon song is Pledged to Our Bannered Legions, and that song was on another I think it was on what Kippens or whatever that weird album. But I don't know if it's a different version.
Yeah, maybe it was like a re-recording.
But that's fucking cool. But anyway, that's a weird split, and it's fucking fantastic. But
and then they did their final full length, Feursland.
Yeah, that do you like that album?
So I was listening to that a couple days ago, and I think that this is it's a fitting. I know they released other material after this, but it's like a fitting finale to their discography, you know, because it's almost like it's the fallout of the Pagan Nuclear Armageddon.
Yeah, and I mean it was their shortest one. It's only 24 minutes. Technically, it's an EP.
Yeah, they have EPs that are like an hour long.
Yeah.
So I don't know why they considered this a full length, but it is called a full length.
But this one's got I mean, it's definitely got the fucking nuclear theme going on.
Yeah.
So it's still aftermath of the Pagan Nuclear, but this one has the return of Valtrin on it, and it sounds like classic Pantheon again. Now I listened to this one today because it had been a while, but I don't revisit this one as much because it's newer. But I don't know why, because it's fucking amazing. It's really good. It's just as good as the material on as Drogger's Dog and Varger Strike, I think. And it's just newer. But it's I think this might be the one where they don't have anything repeated on this one. There's no atavism into Gununga Gap. There's no Monolithos. There's no Venomous Magic re-recording. It's 6 completely new songs.
And Strong Survive put it out also.
Yeah.
So they had a very strong, no pun intended, but they had a very strong relationship with that record label, obviously.
Yeah. And then Hypnosis did the cassette, it looks like. I think is that the same? A slightly different artwork. But I think I have that version and the Strong Survive version. Actually, I only have that on tape. Would that come out on CD?
Yeah, I believe so.
So I only have it on tape. So I have the Hypnosis version. But yeah, that one is really, really good, man. The only song that's weird on that is like Burns Like a Megaton Bitch. Like I expected that to be some type of like retro thrash kind of thing,
it's that almost it sounds like it should be like a Celtic Frost song or something.
Yeah, or like one of those retro thrash shitty bands from the late 90s, like Witchery or something. But like it doesn't sound like that, but like, it's got the
yeah, like Pantheon is always like very austere with their song titles, and to include a word like bitch it stuck out, you know.
I mean, the song before that. I mean, okay, I love this band, but this is a funny song title, dude. Cadence of the Warlordian Overlords. Warlordian Overlords. That's a little too much lording.
Do you think that was tongue in cheek?
I don't know. I don't even want to hazard a guess.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk shit because it's fucking.
No. It almost feels like it's like it's so over the top where it's like, okay, they were. Yeah. It's like almost like self-aware.
I mean, there's a song on there called Cyclotronic Hellbrood. That's fucking brutal. And so is A Wasteland Sieged by Furiously Barbaric Renegades / Wolven Domain. That's fucking awesome, dude. But like,
so I think the whole concept of this record is you had Pagan Nuclear, which was the nuclear war. You know, you had Aryan Rebirth, which was it's hopeful. You know, it's about rebirth. It's about seeing a new dawn, whatever. Then Pagan Nuclear was complete Armageddon. It was the failure of the Aryan Rebirth, and then this is like the fallout of that. You know.
And on that same line of thinking, the last song of the final full length is Territorial Fallout: The Struggle for a New Beginning. So I mean, it kind of it fits. You know, I like it. It's a bit poetic, so I dig it. That album, again, I'll be honest, I'm the least familiar with that one, but I do thoroughly enjoy it. I listened to it today. I just don't return to it because it's quote unquote newer. It's newer Pantheon.
Yeah, for 2011,
there's nothing wrong with it though. It's a perfect album, but like,
is there a vinyl version of this?
I don't think so, but I would be willing to bet that some of the stuff that Vinlandic Werewolf is doing I bet he's going to redo, because he said he's like the CDs are up for pre-order now, and
I pre-ordered all of them.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I totally. It's a card. Take my money.
Yeah.
But
I also got he just stocked this. I don't know if you're into this band, but he just got the Pseudo God repress, and I've been wanting that. I've been
I
wanting
like
that
Pseudo
record.
God. Yeah, that band is interesting. Like they come across as very styrocentric when you first listen to them, but it is hard to like if it wasn't for the packaging and the art around it, and if you know anything about that band, like it's the real deal.
Oh yeah,
you know, it's fucking crazy. I
Taking
saw
pictures
those
with the
guys.
corpses and shit.
Yeah, that's fucking that band fucking rules, man. That's great that he reissued that, man. So
No, he didn't reissue it, but
he's stocking it.
Cavolt or Cult Records, KVLT from Finland.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Did I see them live?
If you went to Maryland Death Fest in like 2016, I think they played.
I saw them in California.
Okay, then that would have been.
I think they played in California. It was like 2016.
Yeah.
I can't tell you why I saw them and not on the but
yeah.
I'll tell you because I hung out with them and it was fucking awesome.
Oh, cool.
So, but it was that band is fucking great, dude. And I'm glad that they're death metal and they're not black metal. You know, like it looks very black metal, but it's very much death metal. And it's that I'm glad that someone is reissuing that because they were kind of all the rage for a little bit, like, but just like it didn't seem like those people were really into it, but like that, it's genuinely really good death metal. Like it's the real deal too. It's not fake shit.
Yeah, no, because I remember when that band was really hype, and I think not to say anything about them, but I just maybe I just didn't get I didn't give them a proper listen back then, but in the period of years since that record has become kind of unobtainable, I've definitely I've become to appreciate it. So I was stoked to see that it was getting repressed.
Well, I mean, the name is it sounds styro, pseudo god, and then it's kind of can sound a little styrocentric, like I said, but you have to consider these guys are from fucking Russia, and it's English is not their first language, so I mean I give them that, and like I said, the package that goes along with it, like that Death Womb Catechus. Like I hate that artwork, but like Jesus Christ, is it fucking amazing? Like the music is fucking killer.
Oh, it's like a swarming. It's really good for that style. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I really like it.
So yeah, so the Führer's Land came out. It was kind of like the bookend of their albums, and that came out in 2011, and from there Valtrin has remained active in Forlorn Winds and Wewelsburg. I'm probably pronouncing that
Wewelsburg.
wrong. Yeah, and then he also had In Sieg and some other stuff, but like the Forlorn Winds stuff is really, really good. I'm not sure if you're into that band or not.
I've never listened though.
Yeah, it's different than Pantheon, but it's the same guitar player. And so you should check it out, man. I mean, it was the continuation of Pantheon.
Okay.
After they stopped. So I don't really know what happened, but they've got a lot of really good stuff out. I mean, I think there's only like one full length of Forlorn Winds. But
it says there's two.
There's two. Yeah,
the Day the Wolf Swallowed the Sun and Murmur.
Yeah, that's
Murmurs
a great
with the
fucking album,
Decapitated.
man. Yeah, God, both of those are fucking great. Yeah, you should check that stuff out, man. It's really, really good. The other guy in that band is it might be the guy. Well, I don't want to say that, but anyway, yeah, it's really, really good shit, and you should check that out. And if people listen to this, like, you should check. You should, if you like Pantheon, you should check out Forlorn Winds. It's a totally different style though. And but it's very, very solid black metal. So it's not quite as memorable as Pantheon, but it's really, really good stuff. And then after that, they do this crazy box set, which I'm very sad that I don't have. And it came out
The Final Assault.
Yeah, The Final Assault. And it's
2 hours. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. And it's so
it's
and
a
then,
tape
like that,
box set, right?
Yeah, that's impossible to get. No one's ever gonna find that. So then you have then they did the Jotunkrieg and Muspel Sturmreich which was Aryan Rebirth split into 2, and then the Final Assault 2, which
compilation.
That's a compilation, and I think, like, it doesn't say here, I think that's some of the rares. It's like Lightning Thunder, Propaganda, and one other tape on one tape, which is cool. I have that, but it's only 50 copies. That's weird. Man, I swear to you, people just don't know this album, know this band. Like,
dude, they don't.
It says there's only 50 copies, and it came out in 2020. Like, the fucking social media, like, total hipster death, fucking, I'm gonna die if I don't add this to cart.
So that's what I'm saying, is like, this is gonna be, I don't want to pat ourselves in the back, but I just wanted to kind of, so part of with, I guess we have a platform now, and thank you everyone that's listened, like, for real, like,
oh, absolutely.
I haven't expected, I did not, when I started this, I did not expect the kind of reach that this podcast would have. So all the positive and negative feedback, fuck you if you don't like what we have to say. Seriously, you're a total coward poser if you don't get it. But I mean, no, for real. Like, everyone that's been giving us just giving us recommendations for bands to cover and stuff. But I didn't want to just cover a band that's okay. Well, this is not knocking this band, but okay, yeah, we'll do Satanic War Master next, or we'll do Black Magic SS next, or we're gonna do a band that it needs. Not needs, but deserves. They deserve a spotlight because of how you look at their they have such a immense amount of music that they produced, and it's not like they were not ever looking for clout. So like, get that out of your head. These guys were serious. These are serious black metal musicians. But
it deserves a light on it because it was so prolific. But there's a lot of bands that have tons of stuff out, but is it as good and it's interesting? And there's definitely bands that have been hyped up way more than this that are absolutely styro, and people just like it because it's popular on social media. I don't fucking care if you agree with that or not. Like, there's some bands that people like.
It's because they have a cool logo. Yeah, they have a cool logo and they have good merch.
Yeah, and they're at their core, those people are fucking consumers. You just want to consume things. You want to buy product and be excited for next product. That's all you fucking care about, and that's bullshit. You want to get a dopamine rush by posting it on Instagram and then say,
hey man, check this out. Like, I've never been with a chick, but I've got this fucking rare werewolf, trans werewolf queef colored vinyl. Fuck you, dude. I don't fucking care about that. There are bands out there that people need to discover, and I'm glad we're covering a band like Pantheon. That's why I was so excited when we started talking about Pantheon as this one, because no one talks about Pantheon.
I think they came up in our GBK episode. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
and I'm pretty sure someone in the comments, just like. So, by the way, all these episodes that we've done, with probably the exception of Peste Noir, like, if you didn't have the idea already, like, have been from people saying you should probably do that in the comments. So the fact that people suggested doing Pantheon, that's fucking awesome, because that kind of helps us steer that stuff, because I wouldn't think about that. I didn't think people gave a shit.
Also, we're from we're from the US, and I want to carry the banner of USBM.
Absolutely, man.
But
it's not all good, but there's some really, really fucking good shit, man.
Yeah, so USBM is not, so there was a book that came out a couple years ago that's a complete joke. It was called the USBM or whatever, but I'm not even going to go into that, but
yeah.
So part of this,
some queefhuffer put it out, I think.
Yeah, so and I highly doubt, I don't own it, but I highly doubt he mentions Pantheon in that book. No. And this is USBM. This is the core, like, serious musicians putting out a extremely admirable body of work that they haven't released a full length since 2011. The collective, if you can call them, they've obviously stopped producing music, but in that we can go back and appreciate, okay, these guys, anyone that's been in a band or has played music or recorded anything can look at their discography and be fucking impressed that these guys were that locked in. Even, dude, like, so 2002, I don't know. I would love to talk to one of those guys and just ask them about like that whole writing process for those like 3 full-length records, like how that worked.
Man.
That's insane.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Like they were one of those bands that, like, a lot of black metal bands, like, they would play live if there was, because people were excited to see black metal in the United States in the underground, you know. But Pantheon was not one of those bands that played live, which is crazy. They spent that much time on it. And there could be some private shows that happen. Like, I know GBK's played plenty of private shows, and which is a good thing. You know, it's not for everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
But I've never seen Pantheon live. I've never met anyone from Pantheon. So, like,
Based Hooligan Fest, we're gonna have. No, I'm just kidding. No.
Oh, we've talked. Well, yeah, we won't get into our future plans. So, but yeah, like,
hey, Pantheon, if you guys want to do a reunion and do like a garage, dude, literally, we'll book a garage and you guys can come play.
I would put up some money for that, man.
Yep.
Aryan Rebirth live.
That would be insane. But, Aryan Rebirth in its entirety, full set.
Yeah, but like, it's one of those bands that they are one of those bands that's special. It's a flawless discography. How many bands have put out that much material and it's all good, even if you don't enjoy all of it? Like, I don't thoroughly enjoy Pagan Nuclear, but it's still fucking good. You know, I appreciate it. So, like, I don't know. It's gonna be hard pressed to see what we do next as far as this, but it won't be hard because there's plenty of bands that are around that deserve it. But I think that people that aren't, and I don't have like this impeccable taste or anything, but I do think that Pantheon is very special, and I think if they are underappreciated, and if you are new to listening to this podcast, and if you are looking for something new, you should definitely check out Pantheon, because it's very different. It's unapproachable. I mean, it's not like, you're not gonna tap your toe, you're not gonna fucking remember the riffs, and but man, you'll remember listening to it though.
So what's interesting about them is that they have, and I mean this as a compliment, because the music flows in such a cohesive way. They don't have like those riffs, you know, that you can pick out. You know, like, oh, that's it. You know, when you think about GBK, it's the Tenderhearted's Manifesto riff, blah blah.
Yeah.
But with Pantheon is like, it's so much more than that. It's a cohesive piece of music. Yeah. They're not trying to write these gotcha moments. They're writing these flowing, almost like stream of conscience album. I would you mentioned Burzum earlier. I wouldn't say that they're like Burzum, but they do have that spirit of Burzum, where it's like,
absolutely,
each album is its own piece of music. You can't just pick, okay, I'm going to throw this on a playlist. It's going to be so jarring to randomly pick a song from Crehapens and put that on a playlist, you know, and be like, okay, what the fuck is it? It'll make no sense out of the context of that album.
Yeah, I mean, and there are themes that reappear, you know, like the atavism into Gununga Gap, like that reappears, but that I like that, because that is it just shows that they are a sum of their parts, you know, that they can repeat that theme because it's also relevant in a later part of their discography, you know, and it keeps it interesting, and it makes it, I think it ties it all together even more.
Yeah, there's no throwaway. It's like this is a cohesive work of their discography is all tied in together.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. I could not recommend them. Highest possible recommendation. Same goes for Terry Hahn as well. Like, everybody should be fucking checking out that Terry Hahn album. I think that guy has just said expressly, unless Darker Than Black has said he's going to do it, that may have been something I just dreamed, or maybe someone told me that he was going to. But I want to say he said he wasn't going to reissue it. If you can find it, that CD goes for like $60, dude. That's how much I paid for a second copy as a gift for a friend of mine, and that was a couple years back. But it's it shouldn't be that much. Like, it's absolutely work of art. But if you like Pantheon, you should definitely check out Terry Hahn, and that first fucking Lord Wind album is another one. That takes me places, man. That puts me in a fucking trance. It's everything about that is incredible. So
yeah, I need to revisit that Lord Wind.
Yeah,
it's been
very, very special.
so long. I forgot about that band.
I mean, well, everything after, I can see why. Everything after is fucking trash, dude. It's like keyboard stuff, and it's terrible. It's like newer fucking Graveland, but Forgotten Songs is very much a Temple of Full Moon. If it wasn't considered part of that scene, I mean, it had to have been because Rob Darkin was in it, but like it is very much that style. It's got all of those elements, and it's just it will take you somewhere else, man. That's like the true pagan music, you know, that, and like what's that band? Prunvit. I'm probably butchering that too. Do you know that band? Prunvit and kind of Biaz Wiatru. It's like the same guy.
No.
But they had a split that came out. That shit's fucking next level, man. It is next fucking level. And I know people are listening to this that agree with me on that. Yeah, there's Perunwit. It's like Perunwit. It has, that guy was in Velez, I think. I know you like Velez.
Oh yeah.
So Perunwit has he was in Lord Wind. Well, let's look at this. So that guy, fuck, I'm doing the old encyclopedia thing. I want to say he was in Velez or some big band. Maybe not, dude. They're definitely the same scene. But that split you definitely need to check out. It's basically he did a split with himself. So
dude, hold on. I was listening to speaking of splits. The Honored Graveland split.
Oh yeah. That is some of my okay. So I take that back about Graveland material. Like that came out after Immortal Pride, but that was I think it did, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, that I love that material, man.
I also got this Honor LP.
That gets me fucking pumped.
I love Honor.
God, I fucking love Honor too, man. They're so fucking good. And that material on the split with Graveland is crazy good. But like the Graveland stuff is really, really good. But the Honor stuff, man, that shit gets me pumped, man. It just makes me want to fucking like run and lift weights. And it's like man at his most man. So.
Yeah, I remember you mentioned that like Honor had like done some. They did some English recordings, you know, which is like but it doesn't have that same like prideful element. It obviously it's the same music, but when they're singing in their native tongue, there's something else that comes through.
It's way more prideful. Now I love the English versions of that stuff, but because I love the lyrics, but yeah, the Polish versions, holy shit, man. It's just over the top, fucking. It's just total pride.
And then the Honor Graveland promo photos are legendary. You know, with Darkin and the armor, and then the Honor guys and the bomber jackets. That's some of the sickest shit ever.
It looks ridiculous, but
it does, fucking, but it fits.
It works though. So. Yeah, you definitely need to check out the Krena Bez Wiatru Perunvit split, man. That shit, and that's your homework is to listen to that. And
I was gonna say I need to revisit those.
Yeah, it's solid shit. If you like old Polish black metal, it's not black metal. I mean, I guess it's listed on Metallum, but it's more like I don't even know. Like it's not dark ambient. It's like. They use like traditional instruments and stuff. I mean, fuck, dude, you like Nocturnal Mortem, you'll dig it. So
yeah, I'm sure.
But it's very, very, very cryptic and raw and prideful and pagan. I mean, it's the picture. You'll love it, dude. Yeah, I know there's people listening to this that like it too. It's good shit. So
I think that's everything we could say about Pantheon.
That's about it, man. Yeah, just that's absolutely Asperger's fucking spurged out fucking Pantheon for 2 hours.
We could have done an episode on each. So what I was thinking is that okay, so how are we going to tackle Pantheon with like such an immense discography? Let's just cover like all the full lengths and basically just talk about their career.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about the EPs. I mean,
the Absurd Pantheon split is probably how they're most well known to people that are not super into them.
Worst artwork ever.
Oh, which one are you talking about? Because there's the original one with the painting, and then there's the one with the wolf and the reissue.
I just know the one with the Nubian. Our mutual friend calls it the Nubian giant.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one I was thinking of.
I hate that artwork.
Yeah.
But like you flip it over and it's it's like the like I think that's technically the Absurd artwork.
It is, yeah.
But I guess they did reissue it with like a different, more.
There's a 12-inch LP version that has like a wolf in armor. I think that's like a well-known version.
I gotta see that because I've got that Nubian giant in my head, and that's so bad, dude.
That was a 7-inch originally, right?
No, that's that material from.
Or was that a CD?
It was a CD. The material from fucking Pantheon is the Gallier Vikodak.
Got it.
Full length. It's like it's 30 minutes, but they use it as their side of the split, which was pretty cool because that album's kind of hard to find. So that's what the T-shirt was too. But yeah, the split. Let me pull this up. Fuck, where's it at? Absurd Pantheon. Here we go. It's Wolfskrieger. Yeah, it's got the Nubian giant, and then
that's exactly what I was thinking. And then the wolf as the alternate side. Yeah.
Are you talking about the Robber Baron 12-inch with the? Oh yeah, with the fucking the.
Yeah, it's
armor.
the wolf. It's the wolf in armor.
Killer,
yeah.
Did they use that on all the other versions though? The Nubian giant? Surely not. That's so bad, dude. That might be a famous painting, but Jesus Christ, is that fucking...
That's always stuck out to me as an interesting
cover. It's very off-putting.
Yeah.
So, Hammer of Damnation.
So on the World
Damnation version.
Yeah, on the World Terror Committee version, they have the wolf in armor. Came out in 2005 on the 12-inch.
Yeah, my version is that shitty version, man. I have the artwork reversed, so it's the werewolf. The Pantheon side because it's so bad. No, I love the Absurd material, but man, that artwork is bad. I think, and it's not what it is. It's the color palette.
It doesn't fit Absurd.
Golden. No, it's golden, and so that's what I'm talking about. It's not what the picture is. It's the color. It's just bizarre, man.
Dude, I was I used to be. This is total sidetrack, but I was like into like lifting for like such a long time. I haven't lifted in like over a year. But revisiting Absurd, I have like this because I used to listen to Absurd all the time when I was like heavy. So I used to be on full cycle gear, shredded, like preparing for bodybuilding shows. Like that was I would do cardio every single morning, like that. But Absurd was like my soundtrack to doing that. And like revisiting Absurd, I was like, I need to get back in it because I was having like nostalgia for like just totally being a maniac in the gym and wearing my like Mistreat hoodie and scaring the boomers,
That's a good band.
Yeah. So I need.
Yeah, they Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, it's just like I need to get. I still pay for my gym member. I do cardio, so I have a cardio machine here in my house. I do every morning, but I need to get back in the gym and start lifting and get shredded. I need to ascend once more. I'm still like not like I'm a slob or anything, but I need to get back into my my bodybuilding competition shape.
Well, I mean, that's what Honor does for me, and then also like certain parts of like probably Werewolf Throne from Absurd does one for me. But like Honor, man, like the split with Graveland, that material, and in like the not Fire of the Last Battle, In Flames of the Rising Power, like dude, that album, that's my go-to workout album.
That and Absurd and Bronson. Shout out Bronson.
Yeah, Bronson fucking rules.
Dude, anyone listening to this, if you're not familiar with Bronson, listen to them. They're fucking sick.
Yeah. You have to listen to Honor, pick up heavy things and put them back down again, do cardio, eat healthy, and then it makes you want to like carry, and you should be doing this anyway. You should carry yourself like a king, or you should carry yourself like you don't care who the king is. That's what that shit makes me feel like, dude. I just want to fucking walk around cocky and lift weights and listen to Honor, and like that's what fucking good music should do, man.
Oh yeah,
pump you
it gives you this like,
and that's prideful. That's prideful.
Yeah,
like, pride in yourself. There's nothing wrong with that, dude.
Hold your shoulders back, and walk with some confidence.
Yeah, steel your spine, turn your spine into steel, and fucking hold your head up high. And if you see your buddy Kyle, raise your right arm at him, man.
Exactly.
So on that note, we will see you next time. We don't know what's next. We'll see. We've got some ideas going around, but I'm sure there's always people that are going to fucking mention something interesting. So we'll see. But it'll be in 2 weeks, right?
Yep, 2 weeks, and then we'll be back at it. So in the meantime, everyone listen to Pantheon if you have not.
Listen to Pantheon loud, maximum volume.
Yep, listen to Pantheon and buy the Vinland. So I think they're still up. Go to metaltothecore1986.com and buy the Vinlandic Werewolves distributions, represses of their CDs. They're sick.
Oh, can you get it through that label too?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, that's a great. That is a great distro. I mean, Vinlandic Werewolf has it too, but Metal to the Core is fucking awesome. And they have an online shop, right?
They do, yeah.
It's pretty, easy to check out and everything.
That's where I bought my stuff. So buy. So they have 3 Pantheon CDs up for pre-order right now. Buy all of them.
It's not long until they come out. I think it's the first week of March is when they're released. Like, they're pressing now.
I think I actually got a shipping notification for one of mine. So
man, fuck yeah, dude! I'll have to check my email. Awesome, cool. Yes, definitely support Pantheon. Get all you can, and listen to all the shit that we tell you to, because we have good taste.
We do. Elite.
All right,
elite
until
taste.
next time.
Yep.
All right. See ya.